Chapter 5 review number 15. So we're given 5x plus 1 to the 1/3 equals -4. And so in order to get rid of that 1/3, the rational exponent, we're going to raise it to the reciprocal. So 1/3 is just 3/1. So we're raising it to the third power to both sides, because remember 1/3 times 3 will make that 1, right? Remember that 1/3 is like the cube root of 5x plus 1, and we cube both sides to get rid of it. So that's the same process. So if you see that fraction like that, just take the reciprocal and raise that to both sides. So now it cancels out that exponent for us. So 1/3 times 3, it's gone. So the left side is 5x plus 1 equals -4 to the third power. So -4 to the third power is -4 times -4 times -4. So the result is going to be a negative value. So we have 16 times -4, right? Negative times a negative is positive 16. 16 times -4 is a -64. So then, now we just solve for x. Subtract 1 from both sides. So we get 5x equals -65. Divide by 5. So therefore, x equals -6 goes into 5, 1, to 15 3 times, so -13. Then you could check your solution by plugging it into the original. So we erase everything, plug it into the original. To make sure it works, we have 5 times -13 plus 1 raised to the 1/3. Does that equal -4? So 5 times -13, that is -65 plus 1 to the 1/3. So that's -64 to the 1/3 equals -4. And so remember, that's just the cube root of -64. And that is -4 times -4 times -4. And then so -4 does equal -4. So -13 is correct. This last question here, solve the equation. We have 3x minus 3 minus the square root of x plus 13 equals 0. Now there's something we can do to make it a lot faster for ourselves. And so what we could do is, notice there's nothing on the other side. So what we could do is just add the x plus 13, square root of x plus 13, to both sides. So then if we have a radical on both sides, we can just cancel it out. So I'll show you what I mean. So we add it to both sides. So now we're looking at the square root of 3x minus 3 equals the square root of x plus 13. So when you're showing this, you do need to show all your steps. So the next step is you have to get rid of the square root. In order to get rid of the square root, you square both sides. So that gets rid of it on both sides. So now we have 3x minus 3 equals x plus 13. And then we solve for x. It's a linear equation. So we get 2x. Let's add 3 to both sides. So we have 13 plus 3 is 16 divided by 2. So we find that x equals 8, right? So you don't want to square it right here right away, because that's just a lot of work. Notice if I just make them equal, put 1 on each side, a radical or square root on both sides, and square it, it's just a linear equation. It's very fast to solve. So then you could check. So plugging it into the original. So we can plug it in. X is 8, so 3 times 8 minus 3 minus the square root of 8 plus 13 equals 0. Again, I'm just plugging in 8 into the original equation here. And then we just check to see that this is true. This is our check. So the square root of 24 minus 3 minus the square root of 8 plus 13 is 21. So 24 minus 3 is square root of 21 minus the square root of 21. So 0 equals 0. So therefore x equals 8 is our solution.